I was listening to one of my buddies' podcasts. It was a really good episode, and it was all jokes. Nothing was serious here. But one of the questions that was brought up was, how do you pretend to enjoy the company of women that you're not sleeping with while you're not drunk? Which I understand as a joke, but I also was like, hold on, is this a thing? And I was with my wife in the car, and I asked, I was like, hey, when people hang out with, like, when guys hang out with guys and girls hang out with girls, is that a preference, or is that just because they're in a relationship and people don't generally like it when you hang out with the opposite sex a lot? And she was like, I think it's kind of a preference, a little both, but my wife and I agreed that the opposite sex is always more interesting. So the idea that I would want to hang out with a bunch of guys if I had the option to hang out with a bunch of girls, to me sounds fucking nuts. But the reason I hang out with a bunch of guys is, first off, there's more guy comics. Most of the people I hang out with are comics. But secondly, I can't go, I mean, I can. My wife's very cool. But I think she would occasionally worry if I was like, hey, I'll give you an example. Tonight, I'm going to eat dinner with Matt. We're going to talk about comedy stuff and catch up. I barely saw him last night. We had a show together. We got a lot of shit going on. I'm going to go buy him some fucking steak at Applebee's, and he's going to pay for it. I'm just going to offer, and then we're going to do the thing, and I'm going to go, okay, you got this one. Works every time. You always say, I got the last one, so I guess I'll let you get this one. But anyway, don't tell him I said that. I'm going to go have dinner with Matt. We're probably going to eat at fucking Applebee's. Applebee's is fine. I have had female friends that I went out to eat with without other people, and my wife wasn't like, what are you doing with this bitch? That being said, it's a lot more rare, and usually that's not, it's not as easy as a relationship. It's a little more difficult to maintain a relationship or 5 with females as a heterosexual male. But if you told me to pick who to talk to, if you said, hey, there's 5 podcasts you can go on. This one, the host is male. This one, the host is female. This one, the host is male. I'm going to pick only females. If you said, hey, you have to listen to somebody talk for an hour and you can't say anything, I'm going to pick a homeless person because they say the craziest shit. But generally speaking, I don't enjoy the company of men. Like, guys, I have too much in common with guys. Like, it's just like, why do I want to talk about what I have in common with you? Like, hey, we both like cars. Yeah. Who gives a shit? Every guy I know that likes cars doesn't know shit about cars. The only guy I know personally that's like a car guy doesn't have a cool car. He drives a fucking Mazda and he has a couple trucks. And he knows about cars. He can name, different fucking vehicles. And then I work with a guy that's a huge car guy, and we don't talk about cars that much. Like, we like the same shit, but it's like, I know that I like old Cadillacs, and I know that you like old Volkswagens, and I like old Volkswagens too. What's left to talk about? We both like it. With a lady, I learn shit. I'm actually interested in what you're saying if I don't already know what the fuck you're about to say. I don't know any guys that I can't kind of predict what they're going to say at all. That being said, I'm wrong 20% of the time, but like, generally speaking, I have a general idea of where this is going sometimes before guys start talking. There's no mystery. It's very boring. It's whatever. But it's easier for relationships if you're not hanging out with a gaggle of bitches. Like, if I don't know, let's say I was like, hey, after work, I'm gonna go grab some Applebee's with my hoes. And I had like 5 really attractive women that I go eat with, and I don't know why I keep saying Applebee's. Applebee's is not even top 50 restaurants in Lawton, and there's only 49. But I go to Applebee's with my bitches, and we have a great time. And then I come home, And my wife goes, so how was dinner with your hoes? And I go, oh, it was good. You know, they said a lot of shit, and it was fun. And now I have to give you all the details, or you're gonna think I fucked everybody, huh? Just kind of how it is. If my wife was like, hey, I'm going to a massage, my wife's a massage therapist. If she's like, hey, I'm going to a massage retreat, I'll be the only woman there. I'd be like, oh, that's uncomfortable. You're going to be around like 40 naked dudes. Everybody's rubbing on everybody. Now, I know she's not going to rub them the way I want her to rub me because they don't have that kind of money, dude. I got to pay her $375 to poke it. Just to boop my way. You ever pay a bitch $375 for a boop? Not even a na, just a boop. Just boop. Oh, it's a little cutie pie. Boop. $375. That's how expensive my wife's prostitution stuff is. And it's for me. I'm an exclusive. She won't even fucking do it for you. Please don't try. I don't know, because I feel like $375, I would boop a penis. But the point is, I didn't know until hearing this that people thought the opposite sex was uninteresting, or that they didn't actually find the opposite sex interesting. They just want to fuck them. I didn't know that. I've been told about 1,000,000 times that I'm different. But on this, I thought this was something we all agreed on. I thought if you're a male, females are just more interesting. And if you're a female, males are just more interesting, period. Not meaning sexually. Like if I was a gay dude, I would have a gaggle of bitches around me. I'd be bringing bitches everywhere. I'd be at Sephora going, hey, who's buying me some lip liner, bitches? Or whatever. I don't think I would wear lip liner. I think I'd be just like a gay dude that... I'd probably have a beard. I don't know. If I had a beard as a gay man, would that decrease... You know what? Yes, I would have a beard. No, I would not. Because, okay, so if you got to suck a dick, I don't think that would be my favorite part of being gay. If you got to suck a dick, the beard might be a turnoff to some guys, but it might also be confirmation that even if they're not looking at you, they can tell you're a guy, and they need to know how gay they are. So yeah, I'd probably have a beard, and I'd probably refuse to suck dick and be not very popular. Also, I don't think I could do the up the butt stuff. I don't think I could do that. That seems not cool. Like, it's cool if you want to do it, but it seems like I would not... Even if I was gay, I think I couldn't do sex with a man. I think I'd just hang out with dudes and, like, hold hands and shit. And be like, this is my boyfriend. And then I'd just be a cuck. I'd be like, hey, you want to go get some dick? I got a friend down the street. I don't think I could do the gay sex part. But I could probably otherwise be pretty fucking gay. I think I'd love to be gay if not for the gay sex part. Because then my partner would not worry about me fucking all these bitches I'm trying to hang out with. But then the straight dude in me would probably fuck the bitches anyway. That's the thing. We can't be trusted around the opposite sex. I mean, maybe a little bit. Maybe you can. Maybe I can. But I just think it's a weird thing. Like, I didn't know that there was anybody out there that thought their own gender was more interesting than the opposite. This would be the same as if you were like, hey, you're a cashier at Walmart. Do you want to fucking hang out with a cashier at Walmart or the guy that makes cars? You can hang out with the fucking guy that makes cars because it's way different than fucking Walmart. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with people. I also don't know why anybody would want to be hanging out with people that are like them. Like the whole friend group thing when people are like, oh, when I was a kid, I could never find people that were like me. No shit, because you're you and they're them, you fucking dumb shit. You shouldn't find people. If you find people that are just like you, you're not very unique. And that's not cool. And that's one thing, if I got to pick a trait about me that most people might not like, but I love, I am fucking unique, dude. I have a dog. I have a wife and 3 kids. I have a job. I have a mortgage. Nope, not unique. Never mind, I'm pretty normal. But the point is, I'm still not like my fucking neighbor across the street or any of my friends in comedy or whatever. And I think that the more different somebody is from me, the more interested I am in them. And I think the closed-minded idea that guys should only want to hang out with guys is very similar to the idea that white people should only hang out with white people and black people should only hang out with black people, and that's fucking nuts to me. Like when I was a kid, my favorite people were always, with one exception, Blake was one of my favorite people. He's white as hell. That motherfucker fishes and makes lures and probably says shit like, oh, hell yeah, and listens to fucking Saving Abel. Like, this motherfucker probably owns every Creed CD. He is very white. And I am very white. Other than that, I hung out with wiggers, which I've been told we're not allowed to say, but guess what? I just said it. I don't know why it's a bad word. It's a wigger. It's a white person that wants to be a black person. I understand you don't like it because the gur part, but if I say wigger, it doesn't make it any better because it's still making you think about that one word that we're not supposed to say. And I'm not going to say that word, but I'll say wigger all day because I'm talking about my friends. But anyway, I would hang out with wiggers. I would hang out with people I knew through hockey, which was boring because all we talked about was hockey. And I would hang out with black people because they were black and I played hockey. Big contrast. They played basketball and I hit a little puck. And then we made jokes about the only reason white people love hockey so much is they get to slap a black thing with a stick, and we all laughed, and it was fun. And they were cool as fuck. I had Bernard and Junior right down the road. They were brothers from Hawaii that were black, very cool guys. Their dad's car got repossessed. It's crazy, because check this out. This guy had a beautiful fucking Cadillac. Took really good care of it. Every single weekend, he would be out in his driveway. He'd wake up, wash his Cadillac, go in, take a little break, go out, wax his Cadillac. This was a 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. ordeal every single fucking weekend. He cared so much about this car and kept it in great shape. The only thing he forgot to do was pay for the fucking car. So when this guy just waxed his car and the repo man came, I did not know what to say. But it was funny. I was probably 12, and I thought that shit was hilarious. I was like, dude, you just fucking put a fresh coat of wax on it. That's probably $3 right there. You put $3 of wax on that motherfucker, and you got a full tank of gas in it. Back then, that was like probably $15. But still, you got a full tank of gas, and they're coming to repossess your fucking 1-year-old Cadillac that you have washed and waxed 51, maybe 52 times in the last year. Probably 52. That guy was pretty fucking on it. The point is, every weekend, he's out there waxing it. They take his car. These kids were cool as fuck. They taught me about racism and told me I was racist. And then we figured out that that was dumb. It was a really fun conversation because they learned something in school about black history stuff, and then they came home and asked their dad, and their dad was like, yeah, white people used to own black people. And they summarized it to, you owned us. And I was like, no. My great-great-great-great-great-grandpa owned like 3 slaves probably. I'm just guessing. Because I don't come from a long line of gangster-ass fucking white people. I didn't know that dude. I didn't even know that dude's grandson. I know that dude's great-grandson. That's how far apart me and slavery are. And I know it's affected you guys. Like, just black people in general. And I'm sorry about that. But we're 12. And until you told me I don't like black people, we all got along really good, right? And they were like, oh, yeah, you're right. And then guess what? We fucking drank from the water hose, got on our bicycles, and that was it. There was nothing. There was no fucking racial divide. There was a discussion. Then there was the reality. Hey, dude, we're fucking buddies. Let's go down to Lenny and Matt. I know Lenny and Matt don't sound black, but they're black too. Let's go down to Lenny and Matt's house and see if they want to play basketball. And guess what? I got my ass whooped at basketball because not as good. Just not as good. Taller than all 4 of those guys. No, Lenny was my height probably. Taller than 3 out of 4 of those guys. Got my ass handed to me at fucking basketball. And then I was like, hey, y'all want to play some hockey? They did not want to play some hockey. Also, like, street hockey's not the same, but we played a little hockey. I got black kids fucking on rollerblades from Walmart trying to play street hockey. I've got $1,000 worth of gear on, and I'm skating backwards, and they're trying to learn to skate. So it was even. The point is, they had their strengths, I had my strengths. They had their weaknesses, I had my weaknesses. I don't even remember what the fucking topic we were talking about is. But what I did learn, I can look over here and find out. Being friends with the opposite sex. What I did learn is it's not just sex or gender. I don't want to be friends with people that are just like me, that have the same experiences as me, if I can be friends with somebody that has a completely different worldview. And I think that's why I always liked hanging out with black kids better than white kids. Also, it might have been the rebel in me, because back then racism was pretty fucking big. And I come from a long line of white rednecks that say a bunch of dumb shit. And sometimes going, hey, you want to go see something really cool? And it's like a really cool thing your black friend did, and they can't look at it and be like, oh shit. Like, if you got a black friend that can do a fucking backflip and you got a racist uncle, I'm not saying you're going to change your uncle, but you're going to at least get a, damn, that little dude can flip. It's kind of fun. So, long story short, if you're not hanging out with people that are completely as different as you can access from you, you're probably not growing as a person. And you should hang out with people that are different. I'm a vegetarian. One of my best friends only eats meat for the most part and used to ride bulls. So we get along great. And that's it. Have a good day.